paratha. Hi, I'm Anupa and I welcome you to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana, and I also welcome you to this series of cooking for beginners. If you are a beginner, this series is just for you. I will be showing you various recipes right from making breads to rice and to various other vegetables. The Indian basic cooking is what I'm going to show you in this entire series. I had shown you how to make roti, now let's see how to make a paratha. Paratha is also another basic recipe which is also made in all the Indian households, and it is a common breakfast specialty. In Punjab, you'll always find a paratha being served for breakfast along with some aloo ki sabji. But here we'll first see how to make a basic paratha. Parathas are of various kinds. There is a rolled simple plain paratha, there is a stuffed paratha, and there is a flaky paratha. I will first show you how to make a basic paratha. To make this paratha, we will first learn what all ingredients we need. For paratha, we need 2 cups of whole wheat flour, salt to taste, 1 tablespoon of ajwain and oil for roasting. Now first and foremost, we will keep a kitchen towel on the base on which we will keep this parat. Now we will take in whole wheat flour in which we will now add salt, ajwain. We will add some oil to this for softness, and we'll mix this. Now the trick in making a good paratha lies in making the dough first. So if you have a good dough, you'll have a very good paratha. We have added oil in this which will give the shortness. By shortness I mean it will give it the crunch, the slight crispness that we need in making this paratha. We've added for flavoring, we've added ajwain, and we've also added salt. So this is the basic paratha. Once you have mastered in making the dough for the paratha, you can make any paratha under the sun. Believe me, learn how to make the dough first and then you can make any paratha in the world. So after you have mixed the flour, salt, ajwain and oil, we'll now add water slowly. So make a well like this in the center, add water little by little and mix it with the flour, but don't add water all in one go. This will make your dough very sticky, and you may have to adjust the consistency by adding some more flour. So make this dough nice and soft. Water only as much as needed. As long as you are able to gather all the flour together and make it into a ball, that much water is what we will have to add. You see there is some more dry flour lying around, so we will need some more water. You also have to add water just the way I am adding little by little. Doing this for many years, I am still quite careful when I make the dough. So that is how you also have to be. And believe me, making the dough like this is a good exercise also. You see this? Just mix this up. And now we'll add the last batch of water. Very little. That's it. Gather everything together. Make sure that the parath is absolutely clean. When the parath is clean and nothing sticks to the plate or the parath, which means your dough is ready and you don't need to further add anything to this. There is something which is still sticking to my hands, which means I have still not kneaded the dough. I have to knead the dough nicely. You may have to use both your hands. Do it. You see this? Do this. Stretch it. There is something, like I have always mentioned, a protein in whole wheat which is known as gluten, which dissolves in water and it gets activated, and that is what helps you in keeping your rotis and your parathas soft. It basically stretches the dough, and that is how your rotis and parathas stay soft. So this dough is done. Now we'll take some oil and we'll apply it over the dough. We have to keep this covered. You could cover this with a muslin cloth or just like this. Leave it aside for 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes we are ready to roll the paratha. Okay, so this paratha dough is ready. We have given it a good rest of 20-25 minutes, and now let's roll. For rolling, I need this rolling board or the rolling top, or also known as the chakla, and my rolling pin, which is known as the belan. My tawa is getting hot here and the dough is also perfect. You see this is so soft because we have kneaded it, and after that we have rested the dough for 25 minutes. So we'll first get this. We'll make small portions of the dough around same size or same amount in quantity like this. Now after you have done this, we need to further cover it because the dough tends to dry up. We'll take one portion of the dough, make it into a ball. We'll need some dry flour to roll this. And now watch what I'm doing. After we have rolled it till about this big, we need to apply oil generously, and we need to sprinkle some flour inside like this. Fold this into a triangle. After you have folded this into a triangle, keep it aside. What you should do is, when you have made one batch of the paratha dough, roll it and shape it into a triangle and keep it aside. Remember the first triangle that you have folded and kept, and so you could further start rolling it into a paratha. So the earlier one that we have folded, we will now roll this. As far as possible, avoid using excess flour, just a little bit to dust the rolling top. And now make sure you go slowly, gently over the triangle like this. This way what happens is, you are retaining the shape and at the same time your rolling is even. If you feel any side has gone a little thick, you can adjust it by rolling it that way. But as far as possible, try and roll this into a even triangle, but this should not be very thin. That's it. It's a thick paratha. The tawa is also hot. Now after you see this, when small bubbles appear, just turn this. After we have flipped, the bottom has to cook completely, as we will have to smear some oil over it. You could use either oil or ghee, whatever you're comfortable using, and just be generous with that. Now we have to flip this, and after you have flipped it, we'll need to apply some more oil on this surface. Remember, we had folded into a triangle. Now all these edges are opening up, which means it's a successful paratha. This is done. We'll get this out onto a plate. And what do we do with that? I'll show you. But before that, we'll put this other one also on the tawa. And watch me. Here, after this paratha is out on the plate, just crush it lightly. You will automatically find all this opening up. This is a sign of a good and a perfect paratha. It is not very difficult. It is quite achievable, provided you practice how to make this just the way I have shown you. Now if you want to make it into a round shape, you could do that. You can also make a square paratha. Choice is yours. Just do the way I have done it and you will be quite happy with the results. So after this is done, we'll switch off the gas, take this out on the plate, and we will lightly crush this. Right now there's a lot of steam which is inside it, so be careful, you may burn your hands. What you could do is, you could take a cloth. Since you are a beginner, hold it in a cloth and just crush this lightly. So you will obviously not burn your hands, and you will at the same time even crush the paratha. This way you will find the layers which are opening. So what I've shown you today is a very basic paratha. Once you have excelled in this, you will be able to make any other paratha which we have shown on Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana, be it stuffed paratha or any other lachha paratha. This is a basic paratha which I have shown you. Make this recipe just the way I have made it and you will be very proud of yourself.